is, and why it was necessary, you think, to create this kind of program. And also moving from current situation that we're seeing now, what do you think is the future of our school, and what kind of school and what kind of teachers you want to see in the future in Lithuania?
Hello everybody. Very interesting to hear Mr. Minister speak about Icelandic system. It's very interesting that you still have a system in which you spend 14 years in education. That's a lot. And preferably, it's a time well spent. And I was very touched by one of the statistics that you mentioned, that there is a probability that 30% of people, of boys, might have problem in reading, in understanding text. Because the research shows that this is a key skill, actually, upon which everything else is being built. You can't have upper skills if you don't have the basics of reading and being able to understand text. So this is a very dangerous situation. And what my feeling about Lithuania is that we as well have a challenge in here. I could use a metaphor of a fishnet, our education system as a fishnet, in which has quite a big holes in it, and when it goes through, it catches some of the individuals and brings it along, and they are able to accomplish amazing results. But smaller fishes go through. They just stay where they are. And we have been having huge amount of these discussions in the villages, in the small towns, what you have been doing into how the reality of education system really looks like. You know, what's the real life inside a small village school, and what you see. That in some of those, I could say half of boys could have big problems in reading. So it seems that we really have to do something, because where we started, when we got independent, our legacy was the Soviet education system. Very many bad things to be said about that, but also some good ones. One of those that basically everybody could read. The percentage was quite high, and this school for all could be said it worked. So it seems that right now we are in this danger of moving away from that into this situation where we have schools that do exceptionally well, and in schools which get the people who are not needed everywhere, and they have to cope. So I believe we are polarizing, and we still can't say in Lithuania that it doesn't depend to which school you send your child. It's one school might be orders of magnitude better than beyond one on the other side of the street. So I'm just giving a little bit of a context of, as a human, as a concerned citizen. So when we did these discussions in the middle of the country, in the villages and so on, we met amazing teachers, and we met really bad teachers, the ones just who don't try. They just don't try. That's my definition of a bad teacher. And then we started looking into the teachers' workforce. Who are the people who are coming? Who are the young individuals who are joining the teacher education program? And there we saw a big problem. The prestige of teachers' profession in Lithuania is very, very, very low. We have programs inside the universities to become math teacher, to become physics teacher, which didn't receive a single applicant. So we're not talking about 5 individuals to one place, 10 individuals to one place. We're talking about none to 20 places. So we can't be saying that the renewal of teacher workforce is happening. And by allocating this problem, we said, let's try to make a small prototype. Let's try to combine all the good know-how that we saw in the Nordic countries. One of our colleagues spent a lot of time in Iceland. I don't know if you ever met guys from Lunga school.
Just recently.
Just recently. So you know, there are these good prototypes inside, you know, all scattered all around the world, and they are happening, and they are receiving amazing results. So we felt, you know, why not to make a super cool program for teachers, for people who want to become teachers, and to get them into schools, really, to get them not as volunteers, not as sort of some kind of a project or 2 hours a week initiative, but really to get them into the DNA of a school, to become members of the team, to help principals to do their visions. And yeah, we want to make a small prototype to invite 20 people to see how this works. And we will see. But my bigger dream is that we have, you know, a wide network of various cool alternative programs to become a teacher. Because huge universities in their big buildings with massive budgets, there are cool people there, there are great people there, but they're like dinosaurs. I don't know, they are not sexy enough for really cool people. People with different hairstyle, you know, men with longer hair or women with shorter hair. I mean, we really need to get cool people into school and into the teachers' workforce. So my dream is that, you know, in Iceland or in Lithuania, in 10 years, for example, we will be able to be speaking about that. That the best of the best is on the teacher workforce.
That we, during the last few years, have invited a number of interesting initiatives to strengthen creativity in schools. With creative partnerships, with a lot of people from cultural industries going to the schools, so helping them in a systematic way, unlocking thinking of teachers and helping even not motivated pupils to sort of find their own path, sometimes he or she never thought of. So this is the way, and a couple of other examples I think we are trying to do our best in Lithuania. One is to make school life easier without papers. It is too much bureaucracy, over-formalized approach towards the teaching process, and I think we've been removing a lot of paper from schools, but again, challenges teachers' mentality, principals' mentality to live without papers. And the last point I would mention, bringing leadership to the school, which is very important. And again, I think a number of countries in the world, and Lithuania is one of these countries, where we introduced a system where we, with the resource of independent HR people, set a serious test of competences for any who wants to become a school principal, be it in the outskirts of the city, be it a village school or kindergarten. But I believe that leadership and strong sense of psychological responsibility and other skills are needed in the schools. And during the last 3 years, about 250 new principals came to schools, and to a large extent these are bright minds, and I believe that with a few years on it will be bringing change into the schools, where they are sort of gathering the ranks of teachers and the school community to do the best.
It's open for all, so if you apply you can get in, and we need to think a bit about that strategy. I'm not sure whether that is the best one. Maybe it's better to do a little less, fewer, and spend more money on them, each individual, and just do something more. But what we saw this year, this is for the first time in many, many years, we saw actually a rise in the number of students that wants to become teacher. This is for the first time in many, many years. And probably one reason why is that when we made the decision to go from a system of 4 years for secondary level to 3 years, like the rest of the Scandinavian countries, is that this saves the state money. So what we did, we took that amount of money and we used that to raise the salaries of the teachers. So last year we raised the salaries for secondary teachers, teachers at secondary level. We raised the salaries by 30% in just one go. Because the overall cost is not going to be higher. We will have fewer teachers, but they will be better paid. So I think we are already seeing some of the beneficial aspects of this, that more people are now willing to come to be teachers. So we have to pay them decent salaries. It's just idiotic that you pay somebody to fix your computer or fix your car more money than you pay somebody to teach your child. It's absolutely insane if you think about it. But the problem is that it's mostly state-run, and when you have just one employee, it's the same as with monopoly, just the vice versa. If you have just one entity that buys or hires people, they tend to pay too little. And this is the case. I mean, we don't pay teachers as they should be paid.